Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Whole sports all plays.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show, Friday, September 9th, 2022. Got a big show today as we're going to talk UFC 279. Supposed to be Diaz versus Chimaev, but we're still kind of waiting that out, see what's going to happen. The UFC's had a wild couple of days. UFC trying to kind of turn into AEW. Let's have some fights at press conferences and everybody go crazy, then deal with it afterwards.
Can I say one thing about that real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah.
Okay. For all the people who are mad at CM Punk, fuck you. You're a moron and you're a fucking mark. First of all, this is probably a work. That's one. Two, instead of bitching at Punk, why don't you bitch at Adam Page for being a pussy and not being up there to fight him? Go bitch at Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks for talking shit like fucking children. Go bitch at them.
Or Tony Khan that needs to
We're
get
letting this shit happen.
Control of the situation.
Now again, Punk deserves some responsibility for it. And Punk, even though it was entertaining what you did at that press conference, it was at the media scrum, it was hilarious, yes. But it's still unprofessional. Come on, Punk, you need to do better. 100%. But this false narrative that it's all him, that it's all CM Punk, and you need to get rid of CM Punk, we got to stop that narrative. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the lying. I'm sick of people getting mad at Punk for defending himself when his name was getting run through the mud. And the best part about it, remember, CM Punk is doing the same shit he did in WWE when everyone loved him. He's doing the same stuff. The only difference is that he's older now. So do me a favor, grow up, stop being bitches. If you're a guy, stop bitching and moaning and being like, "Oh my god!" And if you're a stupid broad, stop fucking fanning over fucking Omega because you wish one day he'll accidentally say your name or some shit. Okay, grow the fuck up. All right, AEW. Stop being like, "Oh yeah, without Omega, no one would watch AEW." Motherfucker was gone for like 9 months. He's been gone for like 9 months. Yeah. This is why Cody left. This is why Cody left. When all you AEW fanboys start bitching and moaning, why isn't Cody with us? Why isn't Cody with us? This is why. This is why. Because the inconsistency, he don't like y'all. He don't like y'all. Cody came home to the right place.
Yeah, Khan needs to get control, or they're going to end up having a situation kind of like WCW did back in the day when they closed down, where you get too many of these guys are in charge and nobody can get along, and then it just goes downhill.
I'll give him credit. He's trying because he suspended everyone.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give him.
And then I think he stripped people of titles too.
He stripped the elite of the trios and Punk of the AEW championship. But and listen, Tony Khan, you're heading in the right direction. Do not let this happen again. Because it looked like many times when Punk was going on his little tirade that Tony Khan wanted to say something, but didn't.
Oh, yeah, you can tell by his face, like, why are you doing this, dude?
Come on, shut up. We talked about this, you know? So I just wanted to get that off my chest. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, no. Oh, I agree with you. Like I said, with Vince McMahon gone, and now I think the talent at WWE is going to be happier than what they used to be with Triple H and Sean in charge, AEW, Tony Khan has to take control of it because AEW can't afford for him not to. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like it was where WWE, you had Vince still losing his memory and trying to run things. And now you got a couple of competent guys that's running things over there now.
Mm-hmm. And it's a shame. It really is, because the sad part about it is every single time something happens in in AEW, they're gonna blame the other party. Blame Omega. Blame Adam Page. Blame the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Because if they're not running their mouths, that wouldn't happen. This is a bad habit the Young Bucks have. When they left TNA, it was the same thing. They left New Japan. It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's not like it's new.
It's like at some point you got to look at them.
Yeah, it's not
and
like
Omega does the same shit too.
Yep. Not just like it's just out of the blue. I mean, we've seen stuff like this happen with them before.
I'm saying, man. Like honestly, man, you don't understand, brother. I guess we so tight. You don't even
on the UFC, they said that there were 6 fighters involved in that stuff that was going on yesterday, where they end up having to cancel the press conference. First they delayed it, and then they started it, and then had to cancel it. I guess there was like 6 of them involved.
The biggest one was Chimaev and Kevin Holland. They had their teams with them.
They were going. Your best 5 against my best 5.
Yeah, so they were like, all right, let's get it. So they started scrapping. And then I heard there was other stuff going on too, that other guys were scrapping on the car. I'm like, this is one thing I never understood. You're in a business that pays you to be able to fight guys.
Why are you going to fight for free?
Like it makes sense for me because I don't get paid to fight, right? But if you're in the UFC, Bellator, one championship, if Ryzen, right? If you're a boxer, why would you fight for free?
Yeah.
Especially when you're a big name like Chimaev. That's a big name right now.
Yeah, that's like me. Before I started having my health issues, I'm a plumber. Well, if you're a professional plumber, you're not just going to go around and do free work for everybody. So why are you going to be a professional fighter? No. It's the same difference. You're by career, you're a fighter. That's what you get paid to do. Why would you want to fight anybody if you're not getting paid? There's only bad things can come out of that. If you're fighting somebody and you're not getting paid, you're either going to jail or you're going to get suspended or nothing good's going to come out of it.
Right. Ooh. Hold on. Huh. Oh, I just found something interesting.
But I think it's going to be a pretty good card. Like I said, we'll see what happens. I think Chimaev and Diaz will end up happening. Diaz is probably going to get probably 20 to 30% of Chimaev's purse.
Well, here's the thing, because supposedly the reason why they had a backup plan. Now, whether or not this is true, I don't know. I think we'll figure this out eventually. But supposedly, Chimaev was having some medical issues.
Oh, okay.
That's the rumor going around. Now, whether or not it's true or not, that remains to be seen. I feel like that's something that'll be addressed after the actual fight, if it ends up happening. I'm under the assumption that it's still going to fight because I don't think Diaz is going to pull out. This man doesn't care. Okay, he'll fight the Grim Reaper himself. He's a weirdo, bro. But supposedly it's health related.
And if it is health, that makes sense in a way, because that could be why he's so far overweight too. If you're trying to cut weight and you're having a health issue like that, it could be something that's stopping you from getting and then on top being able to work like you usually do. So that does kind of make a little bit of sense, because 7.5 pounds is what I saw that he missed weight by.
That's horrible.
That's not even close. I mean,
that's horrible.
If you're not a combat sport fan, or you haven't done combat sports yourself or anything, I wrestled for about 20 years, and part of that's making weight. And if you're 8 pounds overweight, either you didn't try very hard, or you're having some kind of, maybe like Pride just said, maybe the health issue, that the reason they had a back plan, maybe something like that. But 8 pounds, I mean, whew.
It's horrible. It's bad, man. And dude, it's horrible. It really is. And yeah, bro, it's horrible.
Let's see.
It really is, and like I said, to again, whether or not it's actually medical, who knows? But it's brutal. It is brutal. By the way, I found something because I want to test it to see whether or not this is legit. Because I'm curious. I found something that kind of a lot of like the big the big people, the big guys, right? Like all the sites and stuff like that for betting. I found a place that actually kind of brings all of it together.
Okay, where you can see like odds from different
different. So I just want to make sure. So the first fight that we talk about, that's where we're gonna see whether or not this site is legit or if it's a piece of doo-doo in the butt. So we'll find that out.
I used to go to a couple sites like that. Well, let's go. We'll go ahead and let's find out.
Yes, sir.
First fight be Darian Weeks versus Johan Lioness. Weeks is a -130 favorite, and Lioness is a +102 underdog, according to the FanDuel Sportsbook.
Yeah, here it says over at FanDuel, it says he's a +102. Huh.
The Lioness is a +102?
That's what it says here.
On which one did you look? DraftKings?
No, this one, it says he's a 102 on FanDuel.
Yeah, that's what this says. For Lioness is +102 on
102.
FanDuel.
Okay, so this was good. And then Weeks is a -130.
Yep.
Okay. So here, okay, so I'm gonna go based on this because it seems like it's legit so far. So over, if you want to bet Johan, FanDuel is where you'll get the best. Because other places has a -104 +100. You would get the best at FanDuel at +102. And then for Darian Weeks, if you want your best, -115 over at Pinnacle. So those are another place that has them at -115 is Cloudbet. And another +102 for Johan is over at Unibet. So it's actually real nice, dude. Like, actually, I'm gonna send you this because honestly, I just sent it to you. And it's crazy too because they show you everything. Like there's like past events that they've done.
Okay.
Which is I think it's kind of cool. But yeah, so if you want to bet Johan, Unibet and FanDuel, both +102. If you're looking for Darian, -115 over on Pinnacle and Cloudbet. So for me, I'm going. This is actually a tricky one, but I am gonna go Darian Weeks. I feel like because when Darian Weeks fights, he does the same thing, right? When he wants to take you to the ground, it's a setup, right? So he's smart. So he sets you up on the feet, and then he works the takedown, which I like. It's smart. That's the best way to do it because let's say, for instance, you don't get the takedown. Whatever. It's not like you're wasting your time just being Marvin Vettori and just going for takedowns. You got some pretty good, significant strikes, which Vettori could bang, but why he doesn't, God knows. But I got Darian Weeks. I think on the feet, I think he's going to outpace Johan. I think it'll be a close fight. I think it goes to decision. I think round one, Darian Weeks gets round one. Round two, I think Johan tries to, come back and maybe even puts Darian in a little bit of trouble. But I think ultimately in the third round, Darian Weeks finally secures a couple takedowns to kind of ice the fight. So I'm going Darian Weeks.
Yeah, I agree with you on this fight with Darian Weeks. I do think this could be a close fight. For one, the Lioness Johan, he's going to be huge. He's huge for welterweight. When these two get in the ring, it's going to be pretty big size difference, I would say. But what scares me about Lioness is his cardio. He usually fades away as fades more as the fight goes away. Weeks doesn't. I know people want to say Weeks is 0-2 in the UFC, but look at the competition he fought for his first 2 fights in the UFC compared to most guys. He fought Bob Arena and Ian Gary. Neither one of them are. I'm not saying they're world beaters, but they're not garbage either.
Yeah, bums.
So I mean, I think with his boxing and what you said to his grappling, I think his takedowns, Weeks getting takedowns is going to be the big difference in this fight. I think he's going to be able to take Johan down, and once you get a guy down, you can really burn his gas tank as well. So, but yeah, I like Weeks in this fight. I do think it could be a real close fight, but I just think cardio wise, and Weeks I think is just a little bit all around better fighter.
Yeah, and again, and like I said, I do think it'll be a respectable fight, but I just don't see, like you said, with his cardio. I just don't see how Johan can win unless he hits him with a flash knockout.
Yeah,
unless he hits him with a flash knockout, sure, it's a possibility. But even then, I don't think that's likely considering Darian Weeks. He could take a punch. This dude could take a punch.
And we've seen Weeks be hurt and be able to recompose himself and get back into the fight.
And not only does he recompose himself with his wrestling, but he does it in a way where, like, if I can't take you down, at the bare minimum, I know I'm going to put you in a situation where you can't give me damage and I can be safe.
And that's the other thing I like about Weeks is he's good at getting it on the inside. And I don't think Johan's going to be able to use that 4-inch reach advantage that he has too much to his advantage just because of Weeks' forward pressure and being able to close the distance.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be crazy, man.
We both got Weeks on this one.
Yep. Yes, we do.
The next fight, you have Elise Reed against Melissa Martinez. Reed is a plus 138 underdog. Martinez is the favorite at minus 178. That's on the FanDuel odds.
So over. So if you want from Melissa Martinez, her best odds, if you go over to Betway, she's a minus 163. For FanDuel, what'd you say she was again? Both of them?
FanDuel, Reed is plus 138, and Martinez is minus 178.
Okay. So wow, this place actually is legit. Okay.
That place sure. It seems like they keep their odds up to date.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah, because so far they're 2 for 2 right now. If they go 3 for 3, I'm bookmarking the site. For Martinez, if the best odds for her would be over on Betway. And she over there is a minus 163. She's the minus 163 favorite. So if you're looking for her, head on over there. If you are looking for Reed, plus 155 over on DraftKings.
Damn, that's great value. I mean, on FanDuel you're getting at plus 138, so that's even way better than FanDuel if you like Reed.
Yeah, if you like Reed. And then FanDuel 138. There's a couple 150s here, like Sportsbet and Pinnacle. There's a 136 in my bookie.
Show me sports books that nobody ever even knows of. When you look on them things, you see like 10 different ones. Like, man, I've only heard of like 5 of these.
Yeah, and that's why. And Chris, you and I, we say this a lot, and this is for the people watching. Never just look at one spot.
Nope.
Always go to different places and whatnot, because different sites always give you different odds.
And like if you say you're watching this UFC, and it seems DraftKings always seems like they have pretty good UFC.
And I think the only reason why they do it is just because they're partners. I think that's honestly the only reason. If they weren't partners, I think DraftKings would be very close to FanDuel. Yep. I think they'd be coming out with virtually the same stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying to the fans is don't even if it's like UFC, DraftKings is usually better. Well, that doesn't mean DraftKings is going to be better than FanDuel and NFL.
Exactly.
It differs from sport to sport as well.
Yep. Don't fall for it. Nope.
He said don't fall for it. What do you think about this Reed Martinez fight?
honestly, I think it's gonna be better than what people think. I think Martinez coming in is gonna be her UFC debut. Um, if you listen to some of the stuff she's talking, like she's talking like, nah, I'm trying to, I'm trying to like, I'm trying to scrap, I'm trying to fight, you know what I mean? I want to make it entertaining. And she does make it entertaining. Like she out here, she be knocking people out, And if you go over to Reed, I'm gonna give it to Martinez. I just think she's gonna apply more pressure. Reed is the type of chick. Does she have power? Yes, she does. But she prefers to go the distance, right? Like she kind of want to go at a very solid pace. If she can knock you out, sure, it's cool. But that's not her number one game. Like her thing is, I want to keep you at distance. Work, try to work in some takedowns and go from there, right? And I just think someone like Melissa, that's not gonna work because while Rhea's gonna try to fall back and whatnot, and try to play, have the tempo be average, Martinez is gonna be like, yeah, all right, yeah, let's wrap this up, man. I got somewhere to be, right? So, man, I got Melissa Martinez. I got her by knockout in the second round. I think round one she just beats the bricks out of Elisa Reed, and then round two she finishes it because she's like, I'm sick of the games.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot better fight, like you said, than what a lot of people think. I'm actually going to go with the underdog Reed in this fight.
Okay,
and a couple reasons. One, the level of competition that we've seen Martinez fight. I think I don't know how strong that level of competition is. And the other that scares me about Martinez is she hasn't fought in over 2 years, going on 3 years. She hasn't fought since 2019. Is her last fight. So I mean that's a long time off, and then to make after that time off to come make your UFC debut. And I'm not saying Reed's a world beater, but she's also not terrible either. And
right.
Actually, if you look at their styles are kind of similar. They're both going to try to do about the same stuff. I agree with you. Martinez probably has a little bit more power, but I think Reed's takedowns could be the difference in the fight. So I'm going to go with the underdog Reed to pull off a little bit of an upset.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't even call it an upset, to be honest. I wouldn't even call it an upset.
Yeah, upset by the odds, but by
by the odds, yeah.
By the fighting standards, it should be a close. I mean, if you look at all the numbers, it should be a good fight.
Yeah, I think it'll be entertaining.
And then who we got next? Wolf. Yeah, Danielle Wolf versus Norma Dumont. Dumont's a big favorite here at -400, with Wolf being a plus 285 underdog, according to FanDuel.
But who's next?
Danielle Wolf against Norma Dumont. Did that fight get took off or something?
Oh, I thought that one was headlining the early prelims.
Oh, I don't know.
I could have sworn that one was the fight that was headlining the early prelims.
According to this, I think it's the.
Or is it Chad versus Onomatopoeia?
Yeah, I think the Alatang and the Chad Annalanger. I think that might have got moved.
I thought they were fighting next.
I have Chris Barnett and Jake Collier on here as well in the prelims.
No, that's the first fight in
Oh, they moved that to the first fight?
In the prelims, yeah, of the prelims.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for me, I usually go to UFC.com.
That's what
I go to their event because that's usually how they plan to do it, barring injury or anything like that.
So who was the next fight that you had then?
So right now, after Melissa Martinez, at least Reed, it's gonna be Chad Annalanger.
Yep, against Alatang.
Yeah, Alatang.
That's what I have after the Wolf and Dumont. So Wolf and Dumont, do they still have them on there, or they just moved them?
Yeah. They're still there. They're just headlining the early prelims. They're headlining it. Yeah. Let me see. So for if you want Chad,
Okay, so what we'll do that. We'll go with the Ellinger and Alatang, and then we'll go back to
You want to do that one, or do you want to do the Dumont one?
No, we can do that one first. The Chad Ellinger and Alatang,
gotcha.
and then we'll go to Dumont. We'll with the order you have.
Okay, cool. So Alex, if you want Chad, plus 152 on CloudBet, that would be the best thing you can get for him. The other places that have him like 130, plus 137. But if you want him, it would be over on CloudBet. If you want Alatang, it would be over on Bet Online minus 155. And then over on FanDuel, it should be Alatang should be minus 180, right?
Yep, 180 and then plus 140
for 140. I'm saving this site right now. I'm dead ass.
I'm gonna save it too and put it on my other little.
Done. I'm saving it. Yeah, nah, bro, because like that's 3 in a row. Yeah, this site's legit. But yeah,
I'll tell you what, this is another fight on the prelims that could be a real good fight. Which is
yes,
and Hellinger and Alatang, both of them have good power.
Yep.
Both. Let's see. Anna Hellinger's 5-0 over his last 5 fights. Alatang's 3-1-1 over his last 5. Alatang is going to have a reach advantage. Alatang beat Kroom his last fight, and Ann Hellinger beat Strader his last fight. So I think it's going to be a real good fight. I like Alatang in this fight, and the reason I like Alatang is I think he's going to be able to get that takedown and get this fight to the ground. And the only other thing is with Ann Hellinger, dude has great power, can knock your damn head off, but he goes through spurts where he don't put out much volume. And that's what worries me a little bit with him against Alatang, because Alatang has good takedowns. If he can use that wrestling and get him down, I think Hellinger can be in trouble. But you got to watch that power, because Chad could take the dude's head off with one hook.
Yeah. That's okay. I'm going to go Chad. I'm going to. This I am hesitant on, because it's basically, this fight reminds me of the classic who's going to win the race, the tortoise or the hare. Right? Like, Chad in like the first 45 seconds could have the greatest output in the history of the UFC. Then for the next minute, wouldn't even throw as much as a leg kick. Then to the next 30 seconds, goes by on a rapid pace. Then the minute after that, won't even pick up his hands to block. Like, I'm going Chad, and this is a risk. It is. But I'm going Chad because I believe against Alatang, in those exchanges when he goes 0 to 100 for those 30, 45 seconds, I think he hurts him. Now, here's the thing with Chad. When he hurts you, it's almost like he's running on unlimited energy. Because when he hurts you, all of a sudden, that output keeps going and going and going and going and going. It doesn't stop. But he reminds me, he's the type of dude, like the vibe I get from him, I give you everything I got. If you can take it, it is what it is.
For about 3 minutes, and if you can take it,
it is what it is.
Yeah,
that's not, you know what I mean. But I do think the fact that Alatang he gets hit a lot, so I think that's gonna favor Chad. So this is a risk. I do have Chad winning, but it's a risk. It's a huge risk.
I think it's going to be another fun fight to watch. I think these prelims on this card are actually underrated. You go through the prelims, there's actually some pretty good fights on here compared to some of the other prelim cards you see.
To be honest, if we're going to be honest, the only reason why no one cares about the prelims is because they call them prelims. I'm just going to get that out the way. That's the reason. Like, oh, if you find the prelims, you suck. Like, okay, watch it and then say it again, you know? But
watch it. Did you go out there and fight one of them guys that said the prelims? Tell me how good they are.
Dude, I'll fight each and every one of them on the prelim. I'll lose bad, but I'll get paid.
Hey, all you gotta do is get me drunk. I'll get in there and fight. I'll get in the cage and fight. I've done it before.
That reminds me. I saw the video you put on Facebook, the old one, that old video you had from YouTube, where like you're just watching Well, I saw two of them. I saw the one where you were telling that story, but I
then
saw
the
the one.
gunshots.
Yeah, and then I saw the other one where like you guys are just chilling and you hear the gunshots in the background, and I laugh because you go, "That's a little too close for comfort," and then you look out the window, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, "Yo, this guy."
And then did you see my cousin checking himself to make sure he wouldn't hit?
Yep, he was like, and then the other one on the other side, he gets up like, "Fuck this shit." And he's gone.
Yeah, I just looked out the window like it was a normal thing. Like,
Yeah, you're like, that's a little too close.
Dude, that was literally about 70, I'd say maybe 70 feet from where we were sitting. It was just right around the corner.
Oh, my days.
Because I lived one house off the corner, and then it was around the corner. And that was when we like first started the show. Yeah, it was funny. I remember that night we were watching the Lakers and Pacers game, and it was a tie game. We thought it was going to go into overtime, and I missed the end of the game because then we started looking out the window at the gunshots.
Right. Oh man.
Yeah. Oh man, and that wasn't the only time. There was other times that we had some gunshots. That time was the only time that we actually were live, and it got the microphone come up like that.
Them joints was loud. Them joints was loud.
So who do we have? What's next in the order?
So in that order now it's Dumont and Wolf.
Okay, so they just had them flopped. Uh-oh.
Yeah, they got them switched. So if you guys are looking for Wolf, God damn, these odds are stupid. Golly.
285 underdog on FanDuel.
Hold on, you said on FanDuel? Yep, and then minus 400 for Dumont, right?
Yep.
Man, I love this one. I love this site. God damn, bro. I
like Dumont in this fight. I don't see Wolf being able to keep Dumont from taking her down.
No, bro.
And I hate to say I like Dumont in this fight because I don't like picking people that are minus 400 favorites.
Yeah. When it's like that. I mean, here's the awkward part about it, right? Dumont is probably gonna take down Wolf, but she doesn't have to because she could knock her out because Wolf's defense is horrible.
Yeah.
And Dumont is just like we've seen Dumont like, oh wait,
Dumont's a pretty well-rounded fighter.
There's been multiple times I've seen her go, oh wait, you're gonna let me hit you? Oh, okay, and then just beat the bricks off, like you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's a fight I definitely like Dumont, but now if I was betting this fight, or if I was going to bet on the fight tonight, I wouldn't bet this fight because I'm not betting on no minus 400 because there's no value.
Yeah, 100%. So.
If you're looking just to pick the winner, oh yeah, I think Dumont wins it like you said, either by knockout. It could be knockout, it could be submission, ground and pound, ref stoppage. There's multiple ways I see Dumont winning. I don't really see one way that
Wolf. Again, just other than flash knockout.
Catch her with the punch because she has a Golden Glove boxing champion.
Right. Yeah. So
when it comes to that, but
even then, I don't even think so because I feel like if she hurts Norma. She has to put Dumont down because if you rock her, she'll roll with the wrestling and recover. But if you want to bet Dumont, I don't know why, but if you want to, Sportsbet has her at a minus 385. So if you really want to bet with her, if you're feeling brave and you want to bet Wolf, head over to CloudBet plus 329 underdog. So if you're brave, you can go there. But nah, bro, 100%. I think it's gonna be Dumont. I just think, unfortunately, like even though Wolf is a Gold Glove boxer, the sad part about it is Dumont's boxing is underrated, and I think is on par with Wolf's. So that's kind of the sad part. Like the best thing Wolf brings doesn't even blow normal Dumont stuff out of the water. So now you gotta look at every other box, and like you said. I could see Dumont winning in 15 ways. It sounds messed up, but I don't see this may sound messed up, but I don't see Wolf winning in any way.
No, if you like Dumont, if you like Dumont and you really want to bet on this fight, if you go to FanDuel, they have some prop bets and you can do the double chance and you can take Dumont to win by knockout or TKO or by knockout or submission at plus 240, or you can take Dumont by knockout or on points at minus 180. So if you do look like Dumont, if you go over and take her by You can take her by TKO, knockout, TKO, or points. And as long as she wins the fight and it's not by submission, you're good, and it's minus 180. So you're getting a lot better value.
Yep.
So, I mean, if you're going to bet on these, like a fight like that, you want to look at some of the prop bets on a way that you can get better value than like minus 400.
Yep, definitely.
So next you have the Barnett and Collier.
Yes.
All right. Barnett's a we got Chris Barnett versus Jake Collier. Barnett's a plus 300 favorite or underdog. God damn. Collier's a minus. I messed this one all up at minus 430 on FanDuel.
Yep, I got the same over here. Yeah. If you want to bet on Collier, go over to DraftKings minus 410, right? If you want to bet Chris Barnett, which that's who I'm taking, head over to CloudBet plus 354. So if you're brave and feel like Barnett will get the win, that's where you want to go. For me, I look at this as a slugfest. That's just kind of how I look at it. I just think both these guys are going to go out there and slug. And for me, I just think Barnett has the better chin and has slightly more power. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm going Barnett. Could Jake win? Sure, but I'm a rock with Chris Barnett, because obviously the two things you need, power and a good chin in a slugfest like this. I think both sides favor Chris Barnett, so that's why I'm rocking with him.
I'm gonna go with Collier, but I can see either guy winning this fight. I mean,
yes,
that's gonna be a slugfest. I can see either one of them knocking out the other guy. So even though Collier is a big favorite, it's not a fight that I'm real comfortable in picking Collier. And which sounds kind of weird that since he's a minus 430 favorite, you think, oh, hey, that's a for sure pick. But like you said, you can see ways that Barnett can win this fight as well. What does worry me a little bit about Barnett is if Collier can get him down because of Collier's submissions. He does have some decent submission skills, but like you said, Barnett's power, if he clips him one time in that first round, it could change the whole perspective of the fight. So it's going to be an interesting fight to watch. But I am going to go with Collier on this one. But like I said, it's like what you said earlier. I'm going with Collier, but it ain't one that I'm real confident in.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, I ain't real confident in either guy either. But like I said, I do think
now betting wise, I ain't gonna lie, betting wise, if I had a little bit of money and there was a fight that like I thought the underdog might pull off a big victory and might get a big knockout, this is one of them, because I can see Barnett knocking the dude out and you could have a good payday. But it's not one I'd be betting everything on and counting up like you expect.
No, this is something I would go like 20.
I would sprinkle a little, if you had a little extra money, I'd sprinkle a little money on it. And you never know, you might get a decent sized payday out of it.
Yeah, 100%. Man, this definitely this one I'd bet on, because I feel very comfortable in this one.
Do you have the Pickett fight next?
Yes.
Is that the first fight of the regular play?
No,
we're in the middle of the regular prelims now, right?
Roughly, because this is the second fight of the 4-fight prelim.
Okay,
yeah.
When they change,
but go ahead.
You got Dennis Thulin against Jamie Pickett. And they got this as a real close fight. If you go by the odds, as Thulin's a plus 108 underdog, Pickett's a minus 138 favorite on the FanDuel Sportsbook.
Yeah, so if you want Pickett, head over to CloudBet minus. Believe it or not, they have him as an underdog over there.
Yeah, Pickett as an underdog over there?
Yes, over on CloudBet, he is a minus 127 underdog. No, I lied. Favorite. I'm dumb. No, I'm dumb. Ignore me. Minus 127 favorite. I'm sorry.
That's still better than what you get them on FanDuel. FanDuel's a minus 138 favorite, so it's still better odds to get them on there.
And even better over there, because DraftKings has them as a minus 130. So you're getting even better than that. And then if you want Dennis, there are 3 places. One place has Dennis as a minus 108.
So they got the fight probably real close to a pick 'em then.
Yeah, minus 108, and then Jamie Pickett is a minus 154.
Oh, Well, damn, they got Pickett as a bigger favorite than what FanDuel.
It's crazy. But if you want Dennis, Sports Bet, 5 Dimes, and Cloud Bet all have him at a plus 115.
If correct me if I'm wrong, but if I remember right, wouldn't these two guys supposed to fight a month or two ago?
I want to say yes.
I'm thinking they were on a card, and we actually talked about the fight and everything, and then the fight got pulled off the card for some reason.
I think so. The only reason why I say I think so is because yes, September 10th. No.
That's this weekend. But I
thought
thought they were supposed to fight like maybe last month or the month before. I might be wrong, but I thought no, I'm pretty sure it was Pickett that because we had talked about the fight and then we were looking for it, and it was taken off. But no, I think this is another fight. I think it's going to be a real competitive, probably fun fight to watch. I'm gonna go with Pickett just because I think Pickett's the better all around fighter. But the thing with Pickett is sometimes he can be inconsistent as hell. You can watch him one time, like, hey, this dude can go compete for a belt, and you watch the next time, like, where'd they find this guy at? So, but when he's on, man, he's tough, and I just think he's going to be a little bit too much. I'm just going to call him Dennis because I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name. Both guys, well, actually, Dennis is 3-2 over his last 5. Pickett's actually 2-3 over his last 5. The key to me with Pickett is going to be his volume, because he'll go in them lulls sometimes where he slows up and don't put out much volume. As long as he don't get into that, I think Pickett wins the fight.
And I agree. I do have Pickett. I do think it'll be close. But yeah, unfortunately, I just think Pickett is better. But to your point, though, Pickett has this weird thing where 1 minute it looks like he could destroy Israel Adesanya. Then next minute he looks like he shouldn't even be in the UFC. Like, he is, the inconsistency with him is way too much. And as a guy who likes Jamie Pickett, and I want to see him succeed, I want to see him, go be successful and do stuff. It's very hard for me to constantly try to defend this guy when every single time when the rubber's supposed to meet the road, when he needs to, he sells every time. If he loses this time, if he loses tomorrow, I'm off him. I'm off his train.
The same way, because I feel the same as you, because I always back Pickett. I've always liked the way he fights, but at some point you got to get over that inconsistency.
Nope. Yeah, so he loses here, I might be done with him. I'll see, but I got Jamie Pickett here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were supposed to fight before this, but at least I thought it was this fight. It might be a different fight I'm thinking of. You got Turkalay and Almeida next. All right, we got Anton Turkalay against Jailton Almeida, I should say. Turkalay is a plus 500 underdog. Almeida is a minus 850 favorite. that's some crazy odds. It's almost like why do you make some of these fights if the guy's that big of a favorite? But but the thing is, I don't think that this Turkalov is that bad of a fighter. It's kind of surprised me that he's that big of an underdog. Is that what odds you have? Is plus 500 and like minus 850?
Yeah, so they have him here under a different name. That's why. Okay. So here's Jailton Almeida. On the site, they call him Jailton Jr.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, what in the world? But yeah, okay. But yeah, so over here, yeah, there's a lot of places. There's a lot.
Both these guys they're 5-0 over their last 5. Both of them have power. Both of them can do some submissions. I mean, if you look, and then Turkalov's 8-0, but he's a plus 500 underdogs. That shows either the books are just way wrong or he hasn't fought a high level of competition yet.
Yeah. If you guys like Almeida, and you want to bet with him, again, I don't know why, But the best odds you would get is over at DraftKings. He's a minus 560 favorite. If you like Turkalodge, if you like Anton, go over to Unibet. He's a plus 525 underdog. I got Almeida.
Yeah, I have Almeida winning the fight.
I just think whatever.
If you do like Almeida, I think he wins by finish. I really do.
100%.
You can get, if you just want to go by method of victory, you can get Almeida to win by knockout or TKO at plus 250. That's good value
That's
there.
great.
I could see him knocking this guy out at plus 250, and even on submission is at plus 105. So either way, you can get plus money on that.
Wow.
But you have to hope he wins it by that. My luck is I take him to win by knockout and he'll win by submission. that's the kind of luck I have sometimes.
Take him by submission, knockout.
Yep. That's how it usually happens a lot of times. But I'm with Almeida too. I think he's just too well-rounded for Turkalov, and I really think because Turkalov, he has good takedowns and good ground and pound. I just don't think he's going to take Almeida down. I think Almeida is going to be the one doing the takedown.
Yep.
Because Almeida also is a real good grappler. So I just think Almeida is better in most positions in this fight.
Yeah.
And last fight of the prelims, you got Duado against Rosa.
Yep.
Duado's a minus 225 favorite. Rosa's a plus 172 underdog. What's your thoughts on this one?
So this was an interesting one. My thing is it depends on how Rosa wants to play it. The best thing you could probably do is try to go for a takedown. I think Duado is going to tag him up and hurt him. So I got Duado. If you like Duado, Cloudbet has Cloudbet actually has the best odds for both fighters. Minus 209 for Duado. If you like Rosa, plus 184. So, but I got Duado.
I like Duado in this fight too. He's the more well-rounded fighter, and his efficiency, man, his striking efficiency is just
insane.
Yeah, it's insane. And the only thing that can slow him down is sometimes he'll get in that thing where he don't throw much volume, but when he's on and he's throwing his volume, he's tough to beat because he has good kicks as well. I don't think Rose is going to have enough offense to be able to keep up with him.
Right. I agree, 100%.
All right, that's all the prelims.
Yep. So now we're on to the main card.
And to kick off the main card, you get Cutelaba against Johnny Walker. Interesting fight to kick off the card with. Cutelaba is a minus 196 favorite. Walker's a plus 152 underdog. It went too long ago. Walker was supposed to be the guy that was going to take out John Jones and be the face of that division. And since then, Walker's been struggling, man. 1-4 over his last 5. Hasn't really looked like the same fighter since he went on that run and then was trying to go on that run and got beat. He has good power. He has 15 knockouts to his credit. He is going to have a 7-inch reach advantage in this fight. But with me saying all that, I think Cutelaba wins this fight.
You got Cutelaba?
With Cutelaba's takedowns, he has good power and good volume. Wow. And the only thing with Cutelaba is if Walker was to hurt him. But we've also seen Cutelaba get hurt and take a shot and be able to compose himself and get back into the fight and get in a groove. Cutelaba is coming off a loss to Spann by submission. I think I like Cutelaba's wrestling here. I think the takedowns are going to be the big difference in this fight. That's why I'm going to go with Cutelaba.
I'm going to go with Johnny Walker. Same argument that I have for Jamie Pickett. He needs to win this one.
Oh yeah, he needs to win. He needs to win this one. If he loses this one,
I'm done. I'm done with
a chance for rankings. He's going to be
because he's 13th right now. He loses, probably out. If you like Cutelaba, minus 195 over on Cloudbet. if you're feeling frisky and you want Johnny Walker plus 205 over on Sportsbet.
And that's way better than FanDuel. FanDuel's a plus odds over there.
Yep. And then on top of that, over on DraftKings is 172. Ooh. Let me see what they just. Oh, wow. This is lit. So they actually just changed the odds for Dawadu and Arosa. So now if you want the best thing for them, go over to either Sportsbet or 5 Dimes. They got Dawadu as a minus 200 and Erosa at a plus 185.
Damn.
So those will be the two bet. Yeah, they literally just changed it. Like
It just says this. It just keeps saying the same thing. They haven't said anything. Oh, they said Chimaev later posted on Twitter a meme joking about missing weight. So he missed weight, and he's on Twitter joking about missing weight. I haven't seen that. I'm about to get on Twitter here a little bit. Look, look
check
at
that out. But yeah, I got Johnny Walker. I think Johnny Walker wins by doing some weird Johnny Walker stuff.
Like I said, I can see Walker winning. It's just one. It's one of them I can see either guy winning.
Yeah,
but I can see one of them. Somebody getting knocked out. I could see because I mean, between the both of them, they almost have 30 knockouts.
Right.
Cutabella has 12. Walker has 15. Both of them have a couple submissions to their credit. Walker's chin worries me a little bit, but Cutabella, his cardio can worry you to some. So it's going to be. It should be a fun one to kick off the main card with.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then after that, you get Irene Aldana against Macy Chasson. Aldana's a minus 186 favorite. Chasson's a plus 144 underdog.
So over here, where is it? All right, so Aldana, if you want her, Cloudbet has her at a minus 156. If you like Macy, 5 Dimes has her at a plus 155 underdog.
5 Dimes. I'm going to go check that. I'm going to check that place out. I've never checked out that sports book before.
Yeah, if you the link I sent you, click on it, and then when you click on it, when they have it categorized or whatever, if you go to the top, like where they tell you the name of the actual site, click on it, and it actually brings you to their site where you can actually bet on it.
Okay, yeah,
it's actually hyperlinked. Yeah,
I'm definitely going to check that site out because that's nice having them all odds together, and you don't have to keep going to switching sports books.
Nope, nope, you don't got to do any of that.
There's another website that does that too.
Yep, and it's legit because if you want, you can click on the number. So, matter of fact, let me show you. Because
I used to go to what was that Pixwise, and they would show you different.
Yeah,
different.
So ones. This is how it would look like.
Oh,
so
okay.
Bet Online. These are all the Bet Online bets right here, and then this one's Bovada. All the bets
I'm definitely checking that out. That's great. They got it all broke down right there.
Yep, and then the red ones. Yep, and then the red ones is basically your best value. And then if you see multiple highlighted, for instance, this one, it's because they both have the same thing.
Have the same.
Yep. And then when you click on it, what'd I do? Oh, I done broke it.
It all went blank. I'm like, whoa.
I done broke the game. But if you do that, see? So right here, updated a minute ago. They literally just updated it. So now Johnny Walker is a plus 190. That's his best value.
Yeah. And that's if you're watching this, that's
5 Dimes.
Sites like that are a great place to go to if you're going to do sports betting because everything's right there in one spot.
Yeah,
it's a lot easier than trying to go through because by the time you go through every sports book, they write down like each number.
It changes.
They've changed. Yeah, they've changed on you. You have to do it all again.
And this is why a site like this is nice because, like you just saw, the Johnny Walker one literally just changed. You click on it, and it tells you if he drops, if he went up, and when they updated it. And then they do that for every single one. So let's say, like I said, the red ones that are highlighted, those are just your best, like the best value. If you're, let's say you're a guy who just loves DraftKings, you only want to do DraftKings, you can click on it. Again, it shows you,
and that shows
the
you
actual stuff.
Is that the movement from when it first opened?
Yes, that's what this is. Okay. Yes, this is the movement. That's what this is. So
That's
basically,
good. That's good to be able to see because you can see what
yes,
the public's doing, and
exactly. And then it lets you know when it was updated. And then again, let's say you hit bet now, it ends up redirecting you. Boom, you're here.
now you're in DraftKings.
Right, and then it's the same thing like with whatever one you want to use. So
That's nice. I'll definitely be using that from now on.
yeah, bro, it's actually nice.
Even if
And
you're
again,
not betting, even if you're just trying to look at the fights and stuff, that's nice. Like it's like when I'm getting ready for like this show and stuff. If you have everything in one spot,
yeah,
it's just a lot
it's
easier.
nice. Yeah, it definitely is nice.
But what do you think about this Aldana and Chason fight?
I got Aldana.
That's what I have too.
I just think wherever this fight goes, she's comfortable enough to handle it, no matter where it goes. Whether it goes on the feet, in the clinch, boxing, wherever. I just think Aldana has the advantage in every spot.
The only thing that scares me a little bit is Aldana hasn't fought since UFC 264. Other than that, that's the only thing that kind of scares me a little bit. But I just think Aldana's the better fighter, and I think this could be Chason's last opportunity here as being considered somebody that can move up the rankings because 1-3-1 your last 5. If you go out here and you get slumped by Aldana, I would say that it's getting close to seeing the last of Chason, especially as a person trying to work her way up. If she does get any fights, it's going to be more like prove it fights.
Right. And eventually, in a UFC where they're constantly looking for new people, the Dana White Contender Series and all that stuff.
Yeah, with the Contender Series and all the different ways you can fight and get your name out there now.
And then the Ultimate Fighter and all that stuff. Like you said, if Chason doesn't get it together now, it's done. If she doesn't win this fight, her being a contender is basically just out the window.
She'll show flashes where it looks like she could be a contender, but then the other time it looks like she doesn't belong in there.
It's insane.
She's gonna have a 4-inch reach in this fight, but I think Aldana's boxing, and I just think it's gonna be too much for her.
Right. Yeah, same. I agree. I think Aldana has the advantage no matter which way you look at it.
All right. Getting down to the last 3 fights here on this main card, and
yes, sir.
This next one I think has the ability to be a real good fight with Daniel Rodriguez against Kevin Holland. Rodriguez is plus 164 underdog. Holland's a minus 205 favorite. I think it's gonna be a fun fight. I'm leaning toward Holland in this fight, but I wouldn't be surprised if Rodriguez was able to win the fight either. It wouldn't like it be a big shock. But I think Holland's the more well-balanced guy.
Yeah,
has more ways to win.
I do like Holland. I trust Holland on the ground more than I trust Rodriguez. If you like Kevin Holland, bet online. He's a minus 200. If you like the underdog and want to go with Daniel Rodriguez, CloudBet has him at a plus 186 underdog. So
I think Rodriguez's fault's going to be is he's not going to be able to get in distance. Holland, it's easy to say, hey, guy has a reach advantage, and that's going to really help him. Well, you see a lot of people that don't use that reach to their advantage. Holland's not one of them guys. He's going to have a 7-inch reach advantage in this fight, and Holland has no problem on standing on the outside and just tattooing you with working behind that jab. He has no problem with working from distance.
Yep.
So that's where I just think he's going to be too much for Rodriguez. And it's like you said, it's takedowns. And Holland has excellent takedown defense. Yes, I think he's going to fight from a good distance. So I like Holland. I think Holland's just going to be too much. Rodriguez, to me, he's going to have to get with his power. He's going to have to catch him, and that's more his path to victory.
Yep. I agree.
And then the next one, Tony Ferguson. I can't believe he's fighting again already. It don't seem like it was that long ago we watched him fight.
It's kind of funny because he's going through a midlife crisis because he dyed his hair blonde. He's going through it. He's going through a midlife crisis.
He's fighting Ying Liang. I think you probably pronounce it.
Jing Liang.
Okay. Minus 295 favorite. Ferguson's a plus 235 underdog. When
Mm-hmm.
did you ever think that you'd look and see Ferguson as like a 235 underdog or close to 300 underdog? You know what I mean? Most of the time in his career, he's been a big favorite.
Right.
But he's just getting that. To me, he's getting to that point of his career. He
He's
can't
just
take
old.
the damage. He can't take
That's
the damage
it.
like he used to. He's just
No.
his body's been through too much because his style of fighting isn't out there not getting hit and hitting them. Yeah, he's tattooing them, but he'll take damage.
He's got the skills of a Damian Maya, but bangs like Chuck Liddell. Like, why? Like, it's insane. If you do like Tony Ferguson, sports bet and 5 dimes, it's the same odds plus 255 underdog. If you like Jing Liang, SIA. Is it SIA? Yeah. SIA or Sports Interaction. They have, what is it? Yeah, minus 265 for Jing Liang.
Damn, that's better than the minus 295 that you're going to get at FanDuel.
Jing Liang's winning. There's just,
and I hate to say that because I've always been a big.
I love Ferguson, but
I love Ferguson, but he just like you said, he's old. He's just getting old. His body can't take the damage no more, and we never seen him really fight a different style than that. That's his style. Is I'm gonna beat the hell out of you. You might beat the hell out of me too, but you're not gonna be able to do it as long as I can. And
you think Tony Ferguson has a chance at welterweight?
Man, I don't know. I was thinking about that earlier about moving up to welterweight. How he'll do. I'd like to see how his body does.
No, this is a welterweight. This is a welterweight bout.
Oh yeah, this is at welterweight, isn't it? I forgot they moved up here.
Yeah, he moved up.
I just don't know, man. Last time I've seen him, he just ain't been able to take the damage. That's what scares me about it.
And now you're bulking up weight? Nah, brother. Nah,
That's what I ain't gonna lie. I wish he'd just ride out the sunset. And that's the thing about UFC. You get, especially when the guys that you really like, it's like when they get to that point in the career, you basically know they're over. It's over where they're at a high level. It's like,
but they're not. But they're not convinced. Like,
yeah, they're not convinced. They still believe they could do it. It's like, man, just go on. Because Ferguson got his head knocked off by Chandler last time he fought. And then we have the main event of the evening. Maybe. Maybe. We still know if this fight's going. I say the fight is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know for sure. They're still saying it's in jeopardy. If you haven't heard by now, Chimaev didn't make weight by 7.5 pounds. So I think they'll end up fighting, and Diaz is going to get a percentage of his purse and all that. But man, and it sucks because I've always been a big Diaz fan.
Mm-hmm.
But if Chimaev is on top of his game, I think he's going to be too much for Diaz.
They're doing him dirty, aren't they? The UFC, they're doing Diaz a little dirty, huh? Golly, man, that's tough.
Do you see the odds on this fight?
Hilarious.
Chimaev's a minus 1,100 favorite on FanDuel, and Diaz is a plus 680 underdog.
Which Diaz, the best odds for Chimaev is Sports Interactive again at minus 800. For Diaz, plus 900 over on Sportsbet. However, for Chimaev, I want to read you because you thought that where you're on FanDuel. If you thought that one was bad or the 1150 was bad, do me a favor. I want you to get like this place, Bet Any Sports. I want you to guess how much of a favorite they have him as.
And it's worse than FanDuel. What?
Yes.
So they got probably quote say 1250.
13.
13.
Minus 1300. Wait, there's more. Sportsbet. What do you think they have Chimaev as a favorite as?
The worse than the one you just said. So that was a 13. It's going to be what, 1350?
Minus 1429. Guess how much Cloud Bet?
How would you even bet that? How would you even bet that?
Wait for it. What you think that's bad? But wait, there's more. How much you think Cloud Bet has this man as a favorite?
Close to minus 1600, probably.
Wrong.
The other direction? Or higher? Wow, there ain't no. You have to, dude. You'd have to be on crack to bet that any higher. What, 1,800, 2,000?
Minus 2,083.
That's crazy. Who would bet that? Why would you?
Who would, Chris? Who would bet
But
that?
the thing is, there's people out there that would put like 10 grand on that to win 1,000. It's like if I had to bet 10,000 to win 1,000.
What am I doing here?
Yeah.
What am I doing? What am I doing? Dude, it's insane. There's people got him at 13. Sports Bet has him at minus of 1375. Like,
You had Jing Liang last fight, right?
yes.
Okay,
Yes,
I
yes, yes.
thought we both did. I just want to make sure I
Yeah,
wrote it down right.
that's horrible. But yeah, if you want Diaz, sports bet plus 900. Also on 5 dimes plus 900 as of now. If you want Chimaev, minus 800 on Sports Interactive. Cloud bet at a minus 2,000 over 2,000. Why would you even bet that? Yeah. Should I be that guy?
But like I said, this fight sucks for me because I'm gonna be rooting for Diaz the
That's
whole
it.
fight.
I'm going Diaz. Fuck it. We're going Diaz.
I'm gonna
Hey,
be rooting for
I ain't
Diaz the whole
surprised,
fight.
motherfuckers.
But just from watching fights and my experience and everything, it's like Chimaev's the man. But that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping to hear that for the second time.
Yep.
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers. That's what I'm hoping that we get to hear from Diaz again. But man, and if he does,
I'm
especially with Chimaev not making weight now, and Diaz was to win this fight, all the fans and everybody's gonna go crazy.
Dog. It's hilarious.
I want to take Diaz bad, but man, his last couple fights, he just never know which Diaz you're gonna get. If you're getting a motivated Diaz, I think this could be a decent fight. But if you're just getting a Diaz that's there basically for a payday, and
well, not even because the Conor fights were a payday, and
Yeah,
he
that's true.
stepped up.
Yeah.
He stepped up.
he should have won. He should have won the second fight against Conor as well.
Settle down. Settle down. Settle down, Chris.
No, I'm not saying the judges got it wrong. When I say he should have, he could have if he wouldn't have slowed down there in that third round. He had a chance. Or in the fifth round.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
by the way,
I'm not gonna say the judges got it wrong.
I'm gonna let you know right now. You and I are we're playing against each other in fantasy. So until Tuesday morning, fuck you. I hate you. I never cared for you. Tuesday morning, I will apologize for all this stuff. But until then, you are my enemy, and I hate you so.
See, I'm playing my dad in my other league. I'm playing my dad first week, and he had Stephon Diggs and scored like 36 points last night.
Oh my days!
I didn't have nobody play last night on my team in that league.
Yeah, you're just like, dang it.
Yeah, we were sitting there watching the game. I was out in the living room watching it with him, and I was like, the whole time I was like, man, why they can just throw it to somebody besides Diggs. But speaking of that, the Rams didn't look good, man, because that game could have easily been a shutout. The points that the Rams got were all Bills' turnovers in the first half.
Mm-hmm. After that, straight cooked, bro.
And so I kept telling my dad, the Bills are messing up. They're letting the Rams hang around here in the first half, and they're going to end up losing this game, even though they've outplayed them in the first half. But then the second half, the Rams defense couldn't keep up with that offense.
Mm-mm.
Singletary, man, was running the ball with physical in that second half. It's like, where's that been?
I told y'all, he just hasn't had the
Didn't get the
opportunity.
touches.
Yeah, and listen, he doesn't have to average 1,000 yards. He just has to do enough where when he was, especially that second half, that's when you saw Josh Allen doing the play action and him looking more comfortable because he has more time. Because now you have to commit on the run because Singletary was running great. So
If he could get 60 to 100 yards a game, that's all they do.
it, bro. That's it. 60 to 80, I'm good.
Especially with the ability that Allen has as a runner.
Yes. Oh, man.
So do you think they're going to have this fight? Do you think UFC has the main event? Or do you think they'll put somebody else? You think they'll pull Chimaev and put somebody else in? Or
Well, here's why I think they'll have the fight. First of all, they want Nate Diaz gone.
this is his last fight on his contract?
If Nate Diaz doesn't fight, there's still one more fight on his contract. That's why,
You know what Dana White's going to hate?
Hmm.
Is if that one more fight on his contract tonight ends up in a win with Diaz.
Imagine. But listen, I think Chimaev's still gonna want to fight. Nate doesn't care because he wants to be gone too. So he's like, I don't care if I lose.
How do you think this affects Chimaev? Though you're undefeated, and you don't make weight for this fight. Say he still fights and wins the fight. Do you think him not making weight's going to affect his chances of getting a title shot?
And a little bit. Actually, no. Only because he doesn't have a history of missing weight. You know what I mean? Like guys miss weight here and there. It's part of it. So I understand.
If you do it once, like if it happens once, okay. But if it happens 2-3 times,
if it happens more times, then we have a problem. But for it being the first time, I'm disappointed. But I'm not gonna give him flack because obviously he doesn't have a history of it. Plus, there are some rumblings going around that it's medical. Let's see what happens.
If he wins this fight, what's his next fight?
So let's actually take a look because he's third.
Probably.
Right
now. I mean, yeah, he's close to. I mean, he's close to getting it. He has to be close to a title shot. But they might make Dana might make him fight one more fight after this before he gets a title shot.
And I would. You know who I would honestly make him fight? Robert Whitaker. I think it's time. After Robert Whitaker beat Vettori, I think it's time because Israel Adesanya, I think his next fight is Alex Pereira.
Okay.
The guy that he lost to in the when he was kickboxing.
Yep.
That's his next fight. So Robert Whitaker needs to fight someone to
kind of have the winner of them two fights fight each other.
That's what I would say. Have
Whitaker gets title shot against whoever the champion is after that.
You know what I would do? When is it? Now this one, let's see if they feel it, because if they don't, I think both these guys would be down to play the game. Da-da-da, da-da-da. I didn't even mean like that, but so Israel Adesanya, when does he fight this dude? He fights November 12th.
So about 2 months.
He fights him November 12th.
So they realistically could put Chimaev on that same card.
I wouldn't even put him on that card. You know what I honestly would do? I just want to make sure they have nothing announced. I want to make sure they just have nothing announced. Because so that's that one. Dern versus Yan. That one. So Oliveira Makachev. Okay.
I think there might be some bare knuckle on the night as well.
Okay. So they have a lot of stuff booked up. They got some UFC fight nights booked up. UFC 281, that's November 12th. Yep. And right now there's only 2 fights on that card. That's Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira and Carlos Esparza versus Zhang Weili. The next fight night, which is the weekend, a couple weeks after, there's actually no fight night the week after. The next Saturday after that, I'm doing that fight night. That's Whitaker versus Chimaev if he wins this one.
Do it the week after.
I would do it the week after because now you see what happened with Israel Adesanya and Alex Pereira.
And you can build it up as if Chimaev wins, he's going to be fighting.
Exactly. You could build that up.
Adesanya or
whoever wins that up. Fight. If you don't want to do that, and yeah, someone said bare knuckle
tomorrow night. Okay, I was thinking it was tonight, but it's tomorrow night as well.
Right, and then that's what I would do next. And then let's say for some reason, let's say Pereira wins, right? Let's say Pereira wins. Israel Adesanya is probably going to get an automatic rematch, right? Then from there, I would have. Yeah, from there I would have. Oh no! Wait, hold on. I'm smoking. I'm looking at middleweight. I'm smoking herbs.
Yeah, because I didn't even catch it.
I was looking at middleweight. Who does he fight next? Let's have him kill Colby. Fuck the kid. Because he's third. I'm looking at the top 5. God, I wish it was a middleweight. God damn. Dude, I'm mentally checked. I can't believe I did that.
So I wonder who they're going to have next.
Because Usman's because in the top 5,
it's going to be a title fight.
But this will be the top 5, right? Usman, who's probably going to get a rematch with Leon Edwards. Colby Covington, which who cares? Like, in my opinion, beating Colby Covington doesn't bring you any closer to the belt.
No.
Then it's Chimaev at third. Gilbert Burns, which even though I thought he lost, on his record, he already beat him. And then you got Belal Muhammad, who somehow is finessing the world into being top 5.
Well, Chimaev will have to fight one of them. It depends, I guess. Depends on what happens in that championship.
None of these fights make sense.
Because Edwards is going to fight Usman, so you're not going to get that title fight until after that. So, yeah, it really don't make sense to fight anybody else. So if I'm him, I'm telling him I want that title fight. I'm waiting until after that. It's over with.
If you're Chimaev, do you think about going up to middleweight? He has flirted with the idea before.
Yeah.
He's flirted with the idea of going up to middleweight.
And not knowing was this him not making weight due to the weight cut was too much, or is it due to like you said a health issue? So if the weight's getting too much to cut, I can see him moving up. Sometimes cutting weight don't give you that advantage that you think it's going to give you. Sometimes it can be a detriment to you if you don't, maybe don't do it right. If your body don't recover the way that you hope it does. Because when you take all that liquid out of your body and dehydrate yourself, yeah, they'll say you need to drink this, you need to eat this, this, and this, but you never know.
No, you never know until you do it, and every time it's different.
Back in your body that you did the time before, and your body might react a little bit different. You just never know when it comes to that cutting weight, and I don't think people realize how much you're draining your body. You're losing that weight. It's all it is water weight. You're taking all the water out of your body.
If I'm Chimaev, I consider moving to middleweight only because I don't think he beats Kamaru Usman. But outside of that, there's no fight he should take that makes sense. Because again, Usman and Edwards are going to be busy. And he can't make a move until after that. So he's going to need at least this fight and what? One more?
He might do a catch weight fight with somebody from middleweight or something.
But that's the thing. Why would I?
Why risk him? Why risk it?
That's the thing.
I'll be telling him I want my title shot now. And Usman, you had the belt. You got beat by Edwards. I'm fighting Edwards. If you want your rematch, you can fight me.
I mean, if Leon Edwards gets hurt, then it would have to be Chimaev versus Usman, and winner gets Edwards.
Yeah, be like almost an interim type shit. If
I wouldn't even call it interim. I wouldn't even.
I wouldn't either, but it's basically
but they'll do the same thing like they did with Kai Kara-France and Brandon Moreno. They'll just call it an interim title shot. That's the only way it'll make sense because again, everyone else, Colby Covington, again, you have everything to lose and nothing to gain. Because if you beat Colby, you're.
If you fight, if I'm Chimaev, I'm not fighting Colby until after I already fought for the belt.
I'm not fighting Colby, period.
And either won the belt or lost the belt. I'm not fighting him. It don't improve me to fight him right now.
Exactly. There's not there's not only there's nothing to prove, but again, beating Colby Covington doesn't put you anywhere.
Yeah, don't
on your way to the title. That doesn't
don't elevate don't elevate your spot from where you are now.
No, and it doesn't take anything from you fighting him either. It's just something to do, and it's like.
And if you go out there and you lose, then exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Everything you've done up to that point was for nothing.
Exactly. So now you're gonna end up losing. If you end up losing, you're now in an awkward situation where you gotta win 3 more fights. Yeah. So it's awkward, but I don't know what Chimaev does after this.
It's gonna be. I think tomorrow night's card is going to be a fun card to watch. Though.
Oh yeah, I would honestly, if I'm him, I move up to middleweight. And the reason why you move up to middleweight, think about this: you move up to middleweight. Guess who? You're immediately, because of what you've done, and because of your rise, you're immediately fighting Robert Whitaker. Immediately, because we've seen Robert Whitaker destroy everyone else. He's destroyed everyone else. You put him there, and when I say him, I'm referring to Chimaev. You put Kazmat there. They end up fighting. Winner gets the title shot. That's what I would do.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense too. Because you go up there, you fight Whitaker, you beat him. Now you're putting yourself in line for a title shot. In a middleweight.
Yep. Oh no, man.
I thought the bare knuckle. I was hoping that bare knuckle was the night. I don't know why they do it on the same night as UFC for it. Some of the way these companies schedule their events don't make no sense.
No competition.
Like, yeah, your bare knuckle, your biggest competition is UFC. So why the hell do you want to run on the same day as him? Because you're not going to outdo the UFC.
No.
Even though I love watching bare knuckle because you never know what the hell's going to happen to that shit. But
yeah, but no, I do get your point though.
The last bare knuckle was pretty good a couple weeks ago. Bellator don't have nothing tonight. There ain't really. Tonight's going to be one of them nights. There's not a whole lot on, but that's all right because we get a full slate of NFL games on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Fights tomorrow.
Yeah, and damn, I'll be at work tomorrow. I might call out on Sunday.
Oh, you got work this weekend?
Yep. I gotta work tomorrow at night, which during the pay-per-view, so I'm tight. Then I gotta work during the day, so I'm missing like half of football.
Oh yeah, that sucks. You got to work during the UFC and then half of football.
I hate it here.
They switch your schedule around. I mean, do they switch your schedule around? Sometimes days, sometimes nights.
At the job I'm at now, yeah. It all depends because like there've been a lot of people no calling, no showing. So then they could because I live right across the street, so they'll be like, "Hey, can you come in?"
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like,
So they're always, anytime somebody misses, I
always get called in, always, and it is what it is. But I'm starting a new job on Monday.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going back to normalcy, like Monday through Friday type of stuff. I'm finally going back to that. So
we be days or
Monday through Friday, and then it's just like because I'm be a bus driver. They start me at 19 an hour.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, all right, I'll take it. So I ain't gonna complain. Like who am I, the bitch?
What you're in South Carolina?
Yep,
that's what I thought. South Carolina.
Yeah.
How bad do the winners get there?
Bro, winners are cake. Winners are cake. Now, granted, I used to live in Connecticut.
Okay, yeah.
So
in South Carolina, if they get a half inch, do people freak out?
They close everything. I'm not joking.
Oh, I believe you. I've heard
a light powder.
Where I live, you gotta get about 6 inches of snow before they start closing shit.
Yeah, over in Connecticut, bro, you can get like a foot and a half, and they're like, wait, what? You thought you thought this was gonna work? Yeah, all right, get your ass to school. But now, like here, a gentle powder shuts everyone down.
I've heard stories like of people in Texas when it got cold there and they get a little bit of ice and like people go crazy. I'm like, you guys wouldn't be able to make it here a week in our winter.
Hell no. I'm like, no way. I'm like, you guys will get straight cooked.
Because what? Probably don't get too cold there most of the time, does it? Even in the winter.
Nah. I mean, granted, you're talking to a guy that in Connecticut, I went outside in shorts and a tank top to throw the trash out. And there were times I went out bare, like with no shirt on, and I would just chill outside because I was bored and like cold and like when it's cold.
Yeah, I used to be a guy like that. Now with my nerves and muscles, man, I can't handle the cold at all. But used to, Like I didn't bother me. I worked in a freezer section there for a long time and stuff, so it didn't really bother me. Got kind of used to it.
Yeah.
Now,
So like like the coldness doesn't really bother me. Like most of the time, like if I'm not on camera, like if I'm not like doing a podcast or streaming video games or something like that, I walk around with no shirt on.
yep.
Cause like I get hot like that. I wake up and all of a sudden I'm burning. I'm just like, bro, I just woke. I'm not even doing nothing.
Well, that's all I'm saying. When I'm sitting here doing this and starting to sweat, and I'm like, man, get warm in here quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy, man. But yeah, no, I don't mind it. And on top of that, they said they got they got stuff in the summer too. And then if I feel like it, I can
Now, is it like school bus or is it like the city bus?
school bus.
Oh man, you got to deal with them badass kids.
I don't give a shit. 'Cause I'm not gonna talk to them. I'm not gonna talk to them.
We're gonna see a damn news report come by. A bus driver beat the hell out of some kids. It's gonna be pride.
No, because like I'm just like chill. Listen, I'm only gonna have one rule. Just don't fight. I don't care.
Yeah.
If y'all want to fight, wait till I get off the bus, because that way I gotta stop.
Don't fight. Stay in your seat.
Yeah, that's it. If y'all want to bullshit with each other, y'all want to make jokes, be a little loud. That's fine. I get it.
Also, you'll have good hours though, because hell, you'll be done like probably around like 4 in the afternoon or something by the time school gets out and stuff like that. I don't know what time your guys' school gets out.
Around there,
like at 3.
Around there. Yeah, around there, like 4 or 5 o'clock.
So that won't be bad hours at all. You'll
Not
probably go in the morning, then you'll have the afternoon off until you go back.
Yep. So I'll go in the morning, depending on which route they give me, because that's the thing. I'm coming up by chance, because what they do is you got to go do the training, which is 3 weeks. So it's like 1 week in a classroom, and basically they kind of show you how to inspect the bus and all that stuff.
Probably a week riding with somebody.
No, because it's 2 weeks you practicing on their course.
Oh, okay.
So it's basically like, they basically put cones out. So that way, like, if you hit something, it's a cone. So that way you don't got to fill out no
training or anything.
Huh?
You get like a CDL license to be able to drive the bus?
Yeah, so while you're training, you don't need it, because you're going to be on a course.
Yeah.
Now, after those 2 weeks, you got to schedule with the DMV to go actually take the actual test. Then after you pass that test, they'll basically put you at a bus station that's near your house.
Okay.
So like the one, it's like 7 minute, it's like 7 minutes from my house. Then when you get there, then they're like, all right, this is, let's see what
So, like I have an uncle who he was a bus driver for like the city buses here in town, and he just retired, but he did it for a long time, and he always liked it.
And the city bus drivers is the same things as the school buses. So I'm just doing that for a couple years to get experience and all that stuff, and after that I'm going to do like a city bus thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because on top,
make good money, and it's something that you're not putting a lot of wear and tear on your body to where you won't be able to do it.
Up my back. So.
Oh, you have back issues as well?
I didn't tell you. Oh, I broke my back a few years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was actually driving to a job interview early in the morning. I used to have a Mitsubishi Eclipse, and I had it low, like as low as it can go. And I was on the highway, so I started in the middle of the highway. I got scared because I was like, I don't want to fucking up, so I turned to avoid it. I basically turned too hard, so I started kind of drifting. So there was grass, so I was like, fuck, I'll just go in the grass. It is what it is. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? It wasn't too bad. What I didn't realize is the highway was here. The grass was down here. It was actually a divot. I didn't know. Hit the divot. The guy who saw everything, he said my car flipped about 11 times before I hit a pole and stopped. And I tried to get out of my driver's side door. It was jammed. So I crawled through my car, popped out the driver's side, the passenger side. And I saw my phone in the grass. And I was like, oh shit, my phone. What the hell? I picked up my phone. I looked up, I saw the guy. I was like, oh, what's up, guy? I took like 3 steps and then my adrenaline was gone. I was like, going down, sir. Going down. But yeah, ever since then, I've had back problems ever since. So. Nick better get paid $5 for this fight. Whoever the opponent is at this. If I'm Dana, I get it. There's been times Nate has been tough to deal with. I get it. Who hasn't been tough to deal with? Remember how you used to hate Tito Ortiz, you brought the man in the Hall of Fame. Get over it. Throw the man a couple extra change.
And really, Nate has the leverage here because if he decides not, if he says he isn't going to fight, and they can't replace that fight, that ruins your. I mean, that could ruin your whole pay-per-view.
Because no disrespect, but
no disrespect to Shemaya, but how many people bought this just because? How many people is going to buy this pay-per-view just because Nate Diaz's fight? There's a lot of people.
A lot of people are doing it just because this is the last fight of his contract. You know, so it's gonna be very interesting, bro. It's gonna be very interesting to see.
Yeah, I didn't know that you broke your back like that. That's what started all my issues with my body is my back.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what. Once your back gets hurt, fuck, you never know what else is going to hurt. You start having pain places you didn't even know you got pain.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy, dog.
That's why I've been battling for like the last week. I can't even stand straight up. I get to a certain point, and if I try to straighten out anymore, man, it hurts so bad. Sends a pain through you that you just want to drop to your knees. So I'm sure you know what I'm talking about because you've had to deal with all that back shit.
Mm-hmm.
Shaquille Leonard. That name messes me up so much. I wish he wouldn't have changed it. Every time I look up, I see that I'm thinking, who the hell is Shaquille Leonard? And he's not playing for the Colts this weekend. But if we lose to the damn Texans, man, to start off the season, after losing the fucking Jaguars to end your season last year, I'm going to be in a bad mood.
Yeah. Someone commented, said Nate holds all the leverage. He's like one of the 3 to 5 fighters that can draw on name alone. I mean, it's the reality.
Yeah.
You know? And
that's why I was surprised they'd never done the McGregor and Diaz 3 because
you got to remember, man. Listen, by the time Dana White tried to appreciate Nate Diaz, it was too late. Yep. Nate Diaz already not only did Diaz start to mentally check out, but I mean, he's also starting to get older, so he understands, like, dog, like, now you want to respect me? Like, fuck out of here. Like, you know what I mean? He's like, because knowing me, I'm going to resign for 5 fights, 2 fights in, I'm a piece of shit again. It's like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's like, I'm done with that. You know what I mean? I did what I wanted to do. I don't care anymore. I'm moving on or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
Y'all already know that Diaz Army, bro, they got a cult following. It's cult-like. So no matter what Diaz does, everyone's going to, his fans are going to roll deep with him, But it's just a shame how Dana waited now. You know what I mean? Like, I understand if you didn't think he was a superstar or a needle mover, I get that. Why would you, there's just certain guys you need to be careful with what you say. Mm-hmm. And Diaz is one of them. Because if you tell that to Conor will just prove you wrong. He'll go out there and try to prove you wrong.
Yeah, Diaz
when you say someone like Nate Diaz go, all right, fuck you, motherfucker. Yeah. I don't want to be here anymore then. And then this is where Dana White shows inconsistency because then he won't release him from his contract. So
I think you might see do some boxing stuff after he gets this last fight out of the way if he don't fight anymore to UFC.
That'll be interesting. I'll be curious to see that.
I mean, because they both him and his brother both have had some professional boxing fights. I mean, not
right.
No big ones, but I can see Diaz fighting like Jake Paul or something at some point, big money fight. Just because people would watch it. Although I'm interested to see what Jake Paul and Anderson Silva's going to look like. I think Anderson Silva might knock Paul on his ass. I wish Paul would. I wish they put him in there with a real boxer, somebody that's boxing for it, and let's see how good he really is. So I'm not saying he's not good, but it's hard to tell how good he is when you're not fighting.
Conor, Nate, maybe Jones can all draw on name alone. Besides that, who else? Masvidal. I think people will they're gonna buy the next Izzy pay-per-view because it's Pereira because of the past history.
Yeah, because Pereira's beaten him before.
Right. Now if Izzy comes out with a banger, I think he can change this narrative that, because his last few performances happened at Snooze Fest. If he comes out with a banger here, he can change that narrative. He can change it. But Conor, Nate, who who else really on name alone?
That's about it anymore because Rousey's
Because to
gone.
be honest,
She's
you
still
can't even
gonna
say
call her
any of
name.
the. Yeah, you can't even say. I mean,
I mean, you really
maybe Dustin, but even then, I don't. Because I'm thinking about putting a guy on a main event card that even the casuals can gravitate to. I don't.
maybe
I don't.
maybe Nick Diaz. He still draws pretty good. You could put him if you get the right opponent. But
That's the thing.
he's getting at the age that he's not the same level he
Exactly.
used
That's
to
the
be.
thing. Because like
I
you
mean,
said, you gotta get.
I should rephrase that. Like prime Nick Diaz was like that. He had that leverage.
Oh
'cause he
yeah,
could draw.
prime. Yeah, but unfortunately, he's not prime. He's
Yeah,
not
no,
prime no more. So
no.
I'm trying to think. I mean, honestly, maybe Connor. Maybe only because everyone, like, when Connor comes back, the casuals like to gravitate to him. I mean, maybe Connor. So maybe, maybe him, but he already said that. He said Connor, Nate, and maybe John Jones. And honestly, the thing with John Jones is if he's really going to fight a heavyweight and people are starting to burn out on him, which is a good point that David made, like maybe John Jones, that maybe is a legit maybe because he's been gone for so long and the heavyweight division is like, they're like, look, we're not waiting for you anymore, So you got that. I'm trying to think like,
And that's a problem UFC is going to run into. Yeah, you have all this the Dana White Contender Series. You have all this other stuff where you're trying to build your young talent up, get them better. But you got to start making some stars because the guys that have been your stars are moving on. They're getting older.
Yeah.
They're either gone or they're not the same anymore. And they really don't have nobody. I mean, who's going to be the next Conor McGregor? You know what I mean? Who's going to be that next guy like that?
The only person I can think of that could sell a card on name value alone, and this was another maybe, Stipe. But even then, that's a maybe.
I would have said before his last loss, yes, but I think after the way he got beat last time, that kind of.
I feel like him, if he comes back against Francis Ngannou, I think everyone buys that pay-per-view.
Yeah.
For Stipe to see if Stipe's done type of thing.
Yep.
But even then, that's a maybe. And again, that goes back to the point you were making earlier about having Nick Diaz. You got to put him with a certain opponent.
Get the right opponent.
And now it's like, well, I'm saying the same thing about Stipe. So it's like, damn, it might be kind of difficult to make that argument for him. It's
and even with Nate Diaz, Nate's starting to get to that point that he's going to draw, but if you almost have to get him the right opponent too, to where it's going to draw more.
Mm-hmm. UFC is really shooting themselves in the foot with that. They're trying to make everyone bend the knee, kiss the ring shit. If you have no stars, the average person will not be buying the pay-per-views. And the thing is like, it's okay. Because here's my thing with it. It's almost as if they're not trying to give young guys a chance to be stars. It's almost as if the UFC is like, all right, you got 3 fights to impress me, kid. Good luck. And then of those 3 fights, 2 of them they're fighting bums, right? You almost will have to be a guy like Chimaev or even Kevin Holland, because Kevin Holland had some love. And why was it? Because every single time there was a short notice fight, we could turn to this crazy son of a bitch, and he'll on 2 hours notice will step up and fight.
That's why everybody loves Cerrone.
That's why. And it's like now that's the only way you can do it. But again, a lot of guys are being smart because it's like, hold on, time out. Why do I need to almost kill myself to get you?
Look at how many years that Cerrone probably took off his career if he wouldn't have fought all the fights that he did. I mean, you see that dude fight every 2 weeks there sometimes.
Yes, it was insane. So it's crazy. We got another one. He says, Easy Macro goes, it's also great that there's a lot of other MMA promotions nowadays, allowing fighters to have more leverage. There was a few years ago where it was the UFC and it was just the UFC and their egos got way too hard. It's a fighter's market now. That is another thing too.
Yep.
Again, this is why they're afraid. And David said it earlier. Francis Ngannou, he's on his way out. He was like, yo, if y'all don't want to respect me, look here, bitch. I'll go to one, motherfucker. All right. I'll go to fucking one championship. All right. I'll go to Bellator. I'll go anywhere else. And because of who I am, I'll get paid good money.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, fighters now can go to Bellator and make good money. Yeah, Bellator, they're not UFC. They're not, but hey, you can still make a hell of a lot of money and still fight some good quality competition.
Yeah, you still and on top of that, what honestly kind of puts the UFC in an awkward situation. And I love it. I like Dana. I like Dana White. Like let's be real, Joaquin Buckley had one of the nastiest knockouts ever. How much hype does it get? Perfect example is Justin Gaethje, highlight to highlight, but how much promo does he get? And that's the part that I don't like. That's about because to be honest, the people who really care more about, and this is just someone who, you know, when I'm bored, I'll watch some stuff. They like the only people who really care about it in terms of the knockout is like the underground. How do you want to say underground? Because honestly, the UFC isn't underground anymore, but it's more like the people who just make YouTube compilations. That's it. Like the UFC doesn't really like where I think they made the mistake. They had Conor McGregor, which was dope, you know, phenomenal. Then you got guys trying to be like Conor McGregor, and that was the only way you can get mic time. Like, think about it. Kevin Lee was not good. I'm just throwing it out there. Kevin Lee was not, is not, never was, and never will be good. But why did people care about him? Because he started trying to act like he was Conor. And when he started talking like that, that's when they started paying more attention to him.
That's when that same thing with Chael Sonnen, and that's when he got real big, was when he started showing his personality and kind of acting like a WWE guy.
Yeah, like that's kind of when to do it. And then you got guys like, to an extent, Donald Cerrone later in his career, where he kind of was just like, I mean, a scrap, bro. Like, y'all being kind of extra with this stuff. Like, you call his girl a bitch. Like, we double date. She a cool lady. Like, what are you doing? Type of stuff, right? Like, and think about it. When Conor came back and he fought Donald Cerrone, this nice Conor, the hypocrisy showed. Because everyone wanted Conor to be nice until he was nice, and then he was garbage.
Oh yeah, but then he didn't care. He's being nice. Well, the old Conor with the shit talk to this. Well, you wanted them to change, and he changed. And now you're bitching. I mean,
exactly. You know what I mean? So it's this weird thing. David says, boxing, you have a guy that fights nothing but tomato cans who will sell out arena. It's just. But I think the difference between that and the UFC is that boxing, when they have a couple cash cows, they milk them dry. Like boxing is open for anyone to be a cash cow.
Another thing that I think hurts the UFC, it kind of too, is like me and you, we watch all the UFCs and stuff because we're a fan of it. But people that aren't like diehard fans of MMA or UFC, when they hear UFC, the first thing they think of is old school UFC when there's no rules and there was basically two guys in there trying to kill each other. Is how some people thought it was. So but I know people now that don't watch UFC because that's what they think it is. Oh, that's just two guys trying to kill each other. I watched that years ago, and I saw a guy weighed 300 pounds fight a guy that weighed 130 pounds. That ain't fair. But that's not how. And honestly, I liked it better back then like that. But that's just my personal preference. But UFC wouldn't be as big as it is now if they wouldn't have changed it and added some rules and sanctions to it, because they didn't ever been able to go to more states to have shows, because there was only like 2 or 3 states that would even let them have shows when they first started.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it back then, though. No gloves. Basically, the only rule was couldn't rake the eyes. That's about the only damn rule.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And by the way, real quick, this is something I want to bring up about Bellator, to go back to Easy Macro's thing about it being a fighter's market. Granted, even though, Bellator can't pay you as much, do you want to know what Bellator does that UFC doesn't anymore? Endorsements. Yep. So
you can get your own endorsements. You don't got to be under that little piddly ass Reebok contract shit.
Right. So, you know what I mean? So
that really changed UFC a lot too when they done that.
They lost a lot of guys for that.
Oh yeah,
a lot of guys
went from making a lot of money on their sponsorships to not getting hardly shit at all. There was times them fighters wouldn't hardly get shit off them Reebok sponsorships.
Mm-hmm.
And then they want to. I hated that when they done that too, because then they would try to make everybody's fight gear and uniform look the same and shit.
I don't like that.
Neither did I. I didn't like that. Let the guy come out like as long as it's within your dress code or whatever. Let the dude come out and fight. I don't want everybody to look the same.
Mm-hmm. Yep. David says true. Boxers get milked dry, but UFC fighters get milked till they're dry, slaughtered, and roasted. And they're to pick the bones left out for the vultures. And that's the difference. Like boxing, like where boxing is right now, they're desperate. So they know we need more cash cows. Like they know that, right? The UFC is more focused on we're gonna wring you dry. So eventually when we throw you into the free agent market, you're not the same. So it doesn't matter who picks you up because you won't have that much of an impact.
Mm-hmm.
So, what a time to be alive. I'm just glad I'm not Dana. I want to get paid like Dana, but I don't want the responsibility.
I wish that some of the footage from the backstage brawl yesterday would have got out. I'd like to see what all was going on back there that made them cancel a damn press conference.
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for that. I really want to see it so bad. Because I really am curious to see.
You said
what
you got to work.
happened,
You got to work. You'll be at work while the fight's going on tomorrow. Okay, so you won't be able to get on. I was gonna say we're gonna do a watch along tomorrow night. At we'll start at 8 for the prelims, and we'll be on throughout the main card if anybody wants to join us. I know it'll be myself and my dad. Probably usually joins us, but he's gonna be at work this weekend.
Unfortunately, I'll be at work. I hate it here.
Huh. This dude said that he's been reading on Reddit and that he's been reading on Reddit that it was staged.
I would believe it, but for the actual press conference to be canceled, that's why I don't think it was staged. Like if they had done that,
if they had that and they came out and said there were some problems backstage, but they still had the press conference,
then I would say, okay, more than likely,
more.
Right? You know, oh man, dude, I honestly, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to hear more because I think more details are gonna happen after the fight.
Yeah,
because that's how it usually is. A lot of times, like something happens backstage, whether it be a brawl or altercation or something like that.
What we need to do is get with Gronkowski, have him get a hold of Dana White. Because we know when White gets around Gronkowski, he'll start telling everything. He already told that Brady and Gronk was going to be in with the Raiders until Gruden messed it up. So get him with Gronkowski. We'll know everything that happened yesterday.
Put him on another watch along.
Look at Dan Hooker. That Barboza fight took years off his life. Almost died after that Poirier fight. And for what? 40K to show and 40 to win. Yeah, that's what I was telling somebody the other day. Like, though it was a prelim fight, they go, how much you think them guys would make? I saw maybe 20,000. Oh, there's no way they make a lot more than that. No, they don't. You don't understand. The UFC don't pay like these other sports do. Some of these guys you see on prelim fights, they ain't making shit, especially after they pay their team and their management and shit.
I don't know. I don't even know what the heck I'm doing with this thing. Notice how no one posted anything at all, even when Conor threw the dolly. They had full footage. Yeah, man. They I think the only thing they really showed was the dolly. Yeah, the actual Conor throwing the dolly. And that was the most fan recorded thing ever. I don't care what anyone says. That was definitely a fan. Like I've never seen something like it looked like he had the phone like I mean I could barely tell it was Conor. I was like, what in the world? But
oh man, should be a fun card tomorrow. I agree with you. I agree with you. I think we'll find out more about what happened yesterday. It wouldn't surprise me. We might find out some tomorrow during the post-fight press conference.
Yeah, we probably will. It's rumblings are gonna come out eventually. You know, there's a lot of rumblings that's gonna come out. It just really all depends on whether or not, you know, all depends on whether or not the UFC, in my opinion, really cares to touch on it. You know, UFC loves that. Cancer and Rose had glass on their face, and the Buster showed footage and the promos. Absolutely, that's one thing I didn't understand. Like, and then they had the surprise Pikachu face when Habib jumped the octagon. I'm like, if you guys are encouraging it.
Yeah, you keep showing that over and over.
Over and over. Like
they were
fueling
it.
Yeah, I'm like, you're encouraging it. So you can't have the surprise Pikachu face when someone goes, all right, we're jumping it. Like, you just can't.
That shit was awesome, though. I'm not going to lie. All of a sudden, he takes off running, jumps the cage.
Yeah, I forgot he was yelling at, bro, but he was yelling at someone.
It was.
He got up and all that. So I was like, Jesus Christ.
It was one of McGregor's teammates, wasn't it?
I can't remember which one, though. And not the one he slapped, because I think it was Dylan Dennis that he slapped. Was it? No. It was Artem. Or Artem Lobov. Yep. That's who he slapped.
Yep.
That's who he slapped. That I was like, what? They were like, yeah, he slapped him. I was like, no, they slapped him. I was like, no.
You can't keep showing that footage over and think that you're not fueling for something else to happen. But to the UFC, they were building up that fight and getting more people to spend the money to get it.
What a time to be alive, man. What a time to be alive.
It's going to be a good weekend in sports. Got UFC, beat bare knuckle tomorrow, and I can't wait till Sunday, full slate of NFL games. Well, before we get out here, you got anything else? Any final thoughts?
Nah, bro. Just.
You have your show today?
Yeah, like an hour? Question mark? What time is it?
5:00.
An hour. Oh no! I'm just you ever just have a project that you for some reason want to do, and then the more you get into the project, the more you're like, what is wrong with me?
Yeah.
Story of my life right now. So
more and more you get into it, it's like why did I even do this?
What drug was I on? What was I under the influence of? And forgive me for being this foolish, and forgive my tomfoolery because.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, David. Like I said, we'll be doing a live watch along tomorrow night, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room of all the fights. Usually a good time. Don't know who all will be on, but I know we'll have a few people on, so it should be fun.
Yes, sir.
It will definitely be a good time because for this time, usually when I'm doing them, dad's at one place and I'm at another place. So this time we're both going to be at the same place doing the watch alongs. That should make it a little fun, and not on one TV with a different and me on another TV and waiting 30, 40 seconds for both of us to see what's going on.
Right. Yeah, hopefully.
Oh, somebody, what was it? Who was that? Was Jay. It was Jay that, remember one night he was like 3 minutes behind all of us.
Oh yeah.
He's like, nope, not there yet. I'm like, damn, dude. Time you get there, we're gonna be talking about the next fight.
It'll be over, man. We're gonna be on fight night, bro. What's going on? Oh man.
But yeah, we will see. Well, is there a UFC? I don't know if is there a UFC fight night next weekend?
I don't think so.
I'll have to look if there is. We usually do these shows the Friday before any UFC event. So if there's a fight next weekend, we'll see you guys on Friday. You can find me, Friday, and myself both on multiple different shows throughout the day on All Sports All Plays Network. Go check out the Prideful Takes podcast here in about an hour. Pride always puts on a good show over there on that. I'll have my Indianapolis Colts show in about an hour as well. If you're a Colts fan, we're going to be last show before the regular season starts. So we'll be previewing this weekend's game. Join us at 6:00 for that. If Pride don't have anything else, we will see you guys next time on Easy Money, a sports betting show. Appreciate everybody watching. 8,000 freaking videos.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. We talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information, hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.